Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having waiting in this session. I think we are still waiting for one more presenter. So maybe we can wait for the next 1 minute. Meanwhile, we will confirm whether she's going to attend this session or not. Thank you. Okay, I think we can start the session right now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all academia, presenters, and participants. Welcome to the Southeast Asia Conference on Media, Cinema, and Art 2021. This is the Before Room with the theme Media, Culture, and Society A. First of all, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tania, and it is a pleasure for me to be the moderator for our session today. So for our today presentations, we have four presenters who will present their studies. I will mention every presenter while confirming their attendance. The first one is Ms. Gazia Nurika Ahni. Are you attending the session, Ms. Gazia?
Yes, I'm attending the session.
Okay, thank you. And she will be presenting her paper with the title, Their Skirts Are Too Short and He's Gay, Reading the Backlashes on Transnational Popular Culture Consumption through Blackpink and Pride's Case Studies. And the second one is Ms. Hastanti Widinugroho and Ms. Rona Utami. Are you already attending the session? Ms. Hastanti and Ms. Rona? Okay, not yet attending, so we are still waiting, but their paper titled Digital Religion, a critical perspective on the transformation of meaning and values of religious practice in digital society. And then we have Mr. Satrio Pamungkas. Are you there, Mr. Satrio?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. His paper is titled Representation of Mother Superiority in Malin Kundang Story from Asrul Sani's film 1971 and Riri's animated fairy tale YouTube channel 2019, an adaptation study. And the last one, we have Miss Zulfatun Mahmudah. Are you have been attending this session?
Yes, I'm present.
Okay, thank you very much. With her paper titled Local Media Engagement Communication Strategy to Gain Social License to Operate in Mining Industry. So the rule of the presentation is the allocation time for a presentation is 15 to 20 minutes for each presenter. And the question and answer session will be done after all presenters presenting their study. However, all participants are allowed to start mentioning their question since the very beginning of the presentation session by sharing in the chat box with the format of name underscore question to the name of the presenter and underscore the question. I will type the type of the format in the chat box so that you can pop up the question according to the rules or according to the format that have been given. So I think we can move forward to our very first presenter, Ms. Gazia Nurika Ahni. Ms. Gazia, are you ready to present your study?
Sorry, but actually I registered for pre-record.
I see. Okay, so it's a pre-recorded video. Okay.
Yes.
The team, can you please help to show the pre-recorded video by Ms. Gazia? Hello, technical team? Wait a minute. I think we need to contact the technical team first. Okay, so the video is shown in the screen already. Okay, so Ms. Gazia, you have 15 to 20 minutes to present this video. Maybe you can start with opening or maybe greeting the attendants before presenting or playing the video. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. And today I'm going to play a pre-recorded presentation with the title There's Scarlett Too Short and He's Gay, reading the backlashes on transnational popular culture consumption through Blackpink and Bright case studies. So I hope you enjoy my presentation. Thank you very much. Good day. My name is Gazia Nurika Ahni, and today I'm going to present my paper, which is about reading the backlashes on transnational popular culture consumption through Blackpink and Bright's case studies. This is the table of content for my presentation, which includes background of the study, literature reviews and theoretical frameworks, methodology, findings, and the last one is conclusion. So without further ado, let me start with the background of the study. The advancement of technology and media convergence in the last few decades has enabled global flow of transnational popular culture. And in Indonesia, among the most consumed products are K-pop or Hallyu phenomenon, and also the rise of Thailand boys love genre or BL, yaoi, Y in the forms of TV series. And this flow of various popular culture from different regionals has shaped the audience's contemporary consumption preferences as well as ideological perspective. Also, the influence of transnational pop culture consumption among youth is heavily supported by the time they spend on virtual world. It is notably increasing since the start of the COVID-19 pandemics in the late 2019 until today. And talking about K-pop in Indonesia, the regional media flows, not only K-pop, but also products that are coming from semi-peripheral countries into Indonesian mediascape has came since 1990s, with private TV stations and TV cables displaying cheap imported contents, for example, the popular Meteor Garden series in 2002 from Taiwan, and soon followed by Korean dramas such as Endless Love, Full House, and many more. And these days, all is about K-pop. With the recent digital media innovation in Indonesia and streaming platforms such as YouTube that are widely available and accessible for Indonesian audience has made K-pop and other variety of program from South Korea gained massive popularity. And now Indonesia is one of the fastest growing market for K-pop. And about the Thailand BL series in Indonesia, it is a relatively new phenomenon. In Thailand mediascape itself, the queer sexuality are often treated as side story until the emergence of the series such as Love of Siam in 2007 and Love Sick the series in 2014 to 2015 that brings forth the genre into a more mainstream audience. And according to my drama list, from 2015 to 2019, 47 Boys Love Team series has been broadcasted in Thailand, including the internationally famous Together the series starring Bright Fachirawit, which we are going to talk more in the paper. And if we talk about consumption of transnational products in Indonesia, there are two possible outcomes. The first one is the unique hybrid products, for example, the iPop phenomenon and TV drama adaptation, which is actually the incorporation of Korean popular culture and also the local media product. The second outcome is the backlashes or disjuncture and also ideological struggles. In order to understand the context of transnational pop culture in Indonesia, we need to consider several things such as the Islamization and pop Islam phenomena in Indonesia. With the changing in political power since 1998 has caused the decline of masculinity power and cultural vacuum, which enable Islam gaining more influence within the society. And in the local popular media, the establishment of pop Islam as alternative of consumption which reconciled religious piety and pop culture consumption has become very popular. And being modern in Indonesia is being Muslim, so we kind of like have to redefine what it means to be Muslim. And this paper is addressing this following question. First question is, how does the transnational pop culture consumption being contextualized in Muslim majority Indonesia? And second question is, what do Blackpink Shopee advertisement and Bright's appointment as Ruang Guru's ambassador imply on morality standard and tolerance level in Indonesia? There are several theories that I use in the paper. First of all is the three dominant theories in analyzing global flows, which are differentialism, convergence, and hybridization, and also a Padurais concept of scape, which are ethnoscapes, technoscape, ideascape, financescape, and mediascape. And also I used the Judith Butler gender performativity argument, which explained that besides socially constructed, gender is also a performative construct. It is performative when individual normalizes the performance of gender for other and for self-conviction. It is reiterative when the performance is collectively and repetitively done by the society, and also citational, citing to specific feminine or masculine role models. Also, there is discussion that media explicitly or implicitly conveys the notion regarding gender images, gender roles, or gender stereotypes. And in this case, advertisement and ambassador figures in popular media such as Blackpink and Bright Fajero, it can convey gender notion and also become medium to reflect the image of men and women in reality. And through the repetitive exposure on media, people can actually internalize certain views on identity and also on gender as well. The methodology that I use is a textual analysis with qualitative methods in order to explain the phenomenon of transnational pop culture consumption and also hybridity in this juncture. The first finding of this paper is that there's actually a backlash from Blackpink Shopee advertisement, which was shown in late 2018, and from the petition to ban the ad on national television channels because the conservatives think the wardrobe they wore were deemed inappropriate based on Islamic standard or Islamic norms. It is also showed the disjuncture when transnational popular culture is consumed within like a different localities. So it is like global versus local and conservatives versus militant K-pop fans in terms of like different ideological perspective and also the standard for religious piety. The conservatives thought the ad is inappropriate, while the younger generation feel that the assumption is too close-minded. The second finding, we can see the popularity of Bright Fajarawid from his successful TV series called Together the Series, Still Together, and also Together the Movie, which won several awards. For example, 2020 Maya Award, 2021 Fever Awards, 2021 Line TV Awards, and many more. And then Ruang Guru was one of the biggest online education platform in Indonesia conducted selection process to find teman belajar or study friend, and during this process Bright was chosen considering his excellent academic performances. However, his selection received backlashes and he was being stigmatized because of his role as homosexual character in the series. And younger fans of Bright immediately supports him by praising him for his academic achievement, and also they criticize people who attack him on social media and in particular on Twitter. If we look at the tolerance and acceptance level of LGBTQ plus community in Indonesia, PEW Research Center reported that 80% of Indonesians stated that homosexuality should not be accepted by society, and this is the highest resistance score among countries in Asia. And also, it is hard to find enough LGBTQ plus representative being featured on local Indonesian media. And if there is a movement that support LGBTQ plus, it is often being criticized. And we can also see that some television programs in Indonesia are also voicing homophobic. And in negotiating the disjuncture, there was a wardrobe appropriation on Shopee's advertisement by animating the lower part of the Blackpink's bodies, as you can see on the pictures. And in Bright's case, Bright's modesty in Ruang Guru promotional sessions by wearing batik and also talking in Bahasa Indonesia is kind of like a strategy in order to ease the tension. And for the conclusion, ideological struggles and disjuncture are present in both Blackpink Shopee's advertisement and Bright's Ruang Guru ambassador selection. It explained the potential conflicts that might arise when transnational products are consumed in different localities. With the adjustment of wardrobe on Blackpink ads and Bright's modesty in Ruang Guru promotional session has negotiated the ideological disjuncture and kind of like reducing the tension of the consumption of modern world product, and in this case the K-pop and BL pop cultural products, and also to mediate them with Indonesian Muslim conservative lifestyle as well. So it is still far actually to create inclusive society for LGBTQ plus community in Indonesia, considering the low tolerance level as well as the changing political forces within the state, which is kind of like which remains uncertain. I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Gazia, for the presentation. Maybe you would like to add one closing remark for your session.
For my closing remarks, maybe my paper is only proposing a preliminary study on backlashes and pop culture, transnational pop culture consumption when it is being consumed in different localities, and there are still more cases out there. And if anybody wants to pursue further study on this topic, I would very much encourage them to dig deeper on what is actually a popular culture and how it is consumed, considering the context of Indonesian politics as well. I think that's all.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Gazia. Thank you very much. And maybe if I could summarize a bit from your presentation, we could see that the transnational product in terms of the creative media product would be a challenging issue related to the different contexts that underlying the geographical context, perhaps, or maybe socio-political and socio-cultural issue, and negotiating conjuncture, as you mentioned in your previous presentation, would be one way to be the solution to make a confirmation or maybe negotiating to the differences between the context that underlying the places. Thank you very much, Ms. Gazia, and I will move to our second presenter, Ms. Hastanti and Ms. Rona. Have you joined us? Not yet? Okay, I think we can watch the video that they present. The technical team, could you please help us to upload the video? Okay. However, because the presenter is not attending the session, so I think we can listen to their presentation, but we could not ask any question because the presenters are not attending the session. Okay, maybe we can start it with the title of Digital Religion, a Critical Perspective on the Transformation of Meaning and Values on How People Practice Their Religion in Virtual Worlds. Okay, we can we can start it now. Thank you.
In this special occasion, we would like to present our work on digital religion, a critical perspective on the transformation of meaning and values on how people practice their religion in virtual world. Hello, good morning, or
In this
maybe good
special
afternoon,
occasion,
everyone.
we would like
to present. So first of all, we would like to introduce ourselves as a presenter. My name is Rona Utami, and I'm actually the second author, while our first author is Miss Hastanti Widi Nugroho. So we are from the Faculty of Philosophy, Universitas Gadjah Mada. So this is actually the phenomenon that we analyze. Several people often do this when they post something and they pray and they got likes or comment from other people who see their posting on social medias. Through this presentation, I would like to show you the first will be the research background, and then the research questions and the objective, the research method, the result of the research, the analysis, and the last will be the conclusion. So first of all, let us see the research background. So the development of technology actually has brought various impacts on our life. The creation of technology, which was originally intended to bring convenience to human, has changed human themselves. Without we realize that this development of technology really changed our habits, really changed our thinking on how we are using this technology through social medias. Like for example, people nowadays they are trying to find any sources through the internet, or even worse, they don't really check or try to find any credible informations, whether these informations that they got from the internet, whether they got from social medias such as WhatsApp, blogs, and many other platforms, are really valid informations. They don't realize whether it is a hoax news or it is a valid news. So we are back to this research background. According to McLuhan, through his book Understanding Media, Extensions of Man, told we shape our tools and they in turn shape us. We have a symbolic relationship with mediated technology. We create technology, and technology in turn recreates who we are. This historical perspective of the theory proposes that revolutions in technology from time to time have brought corresponding changes in our societies. And likewise, with the discovery of this digital technology, especially communication technology, or we may call it social media, communication technology which was originally created to facilitate communication between humans, has in fact changed life habits and patterns of social interaction in the society. So our study specifically will focus on the influence of communication technology, especially social media, in relation to the practice of religious rituals carried out on social media, especially in terms of praying on social media. So this is the research questions and the objective of our research. Our research aims to describe what digital religion is, and we are trying to analyze the transformation of meaning and values, specifically on religious practices in the virtual world. The thesis of our research: if digital society is defined as a society who uses the digital technology to interact and communicate, then the question that might arise: what will be the impact of the existence of this digital society towards the practice of their religion in virtual world? Furthermore, this question will lead to understand that digital religion transforms into a new meaning and values, that digital religions gives new spiritual experiences. So in this research, we get actually purposive sampling from around 150 WhatsApp social media users who were taken randomly, and we are using this philosophical hermeneutic as our data analysis method. The result that we got from the respondents, so we are asking around 158 respondents on how they experience prayer on WhatsApp. So in this data, we are seeing that there are 77 people, or the WhatsApp social media user, who said that they ever pray in the WhatsApp. So 74 told that they never do that, and the rest was 7% who didn't give any response. So further exploration of respondents who have prayed on social medias, especially on the WhatsApp, shows based on 77 people who stated that they had prayed on social media, the reasons for praying on social media were hoping to get prayers from others, so there are around 43%, hoping for a response or attention from others, it was 21 people, and another reasons such as motivating others and to do the da'wah, it was 11%, while 2 people didn't give an answer. So we are seeing now the theoretical perspective that we used in our research. We are getting the perspective from Emile Durkheim. So Durkheim's sociology of religion is found in his book La forme élémentaire de la vie religieuse, le système totémique et Australie. So the translation was the elementary forms of religious life. The general conclusion of the book is that religion is something eminently social. Religious representations are collective representations which express collective realities. The rites are a manner of acting which take rise in the midst of these assembled groups and which are destined to excite, maintain, or recreate certain mental states in those groups. Furthermore, through his book, it is said that religion as a society, religion ceases to be an inexplicable hallucination and takes a foothold in reality. In fact, we can say that the believer is not deceived when he believes in the existence of a moral power upon which he depends and from which he receives all that is best in himself. This power exists, it is society. So these are the functions of religion. The first, religion defines the spiritual world and gives meaning to the divine. Religion also provides an explanation for events that are difficult to understand. For example, the purpose of our life, why people suffer, and also the existence of an afterlife. The second functions of religion that Durkheim said, Durkheim viewed religion as an integrative force in human society, which it gives meaning and purpose to people's lives, gives people ultimate values and ends to hold in common, and then strengthens social integration within specific faiths and denominations. And how religious phenomena emerge? The first, actually the distinction between sacred and profane. First, is sacred is the supernatural, divine, inspiring, and spiritually significant aspect of our existence. It includes religious belief, rites, duties, or anything requiring special religious treatment, while profane is that which is part of the everyday life experience, and ordinary practices are regarded with an everyday familiarity. So in the further discussions, we can see these distinctions through the diagram on these slides. So here is some characteristics of social media. The first is the participation, the second is the openness, and then conversation, community, and also connected. In several slides after, we are going to see the analysis on how these digital religions really relates to the characteristic of social media. So here is our analysis of this research. Related to Durkheim's view of religion as a social fact, religion is not limited to things that are sacred, but according to Durkheim, it is part of social facts that play an important role in social integration in society. Religion is a social system that strengthens social bonds between individuals and also groups. This solidarity grows based on the feeling that there are similarities in moral values and beliefs that are shared together. This solidarity is also bound by the emotional experiences of religious adherents. From the results of the study, which showed that most of the respondents' prayers for the sake of expecting prayers from others through the form of response in the form of the words like, for example, Amen, Amen, Amen. This shows that there is an emotional bond between fellow religious adherents based on the belief that the more people who accept the prayer, more likely it will be answered. It is believed that they strengthen the solidarity among adherents of certain religions, and the existence of a mutually reinforcing response in fact not only strengthens the solidarity between religious adherents, but in a broader framework, and also it can strengthen solidarity in the society. When the bond of solidarity through prayer can be considered strong, it will be further strengthened by the existence of communication technology, or we name it social media. And this can be seen through the characteristic of social media participation, where people are more motivated to be involved in responding to the status of others. Openness, people are more open to comment something. Conversation, there is actually conversation between people and it becomes really more frequent. Community, it will strengthen sociality with a variety of informations. And connected, where people become closely connected to each other. So this is our last analysis on this research, where people who choose to pray through status on social media think that the prayers will encourage others to respond. Thus, the relationship becomes closer to each other. It will strengthen the solidarity within the society. The function of religion in relation to social media is more related to things that are profound life, based on daily experience, when humans live with other humans in the community. So, and finally, we are coming to the conclusion, where digital religion, which is interpreted as the practice of religion in the digital world, is also found in the phenomenon of praying on social media. And by using the Durkheim perspective, digital religion with the practice of praying on social media can be categorized as a form of religious phenomenon, as a profound thing. So this is the end of our recorded presentations. I would like to say thank you very much for your kind attention, and please, if there are some questions that you want to ask, please contact us in the following email. So again, thank you very much for your kind attention, and we look forward for any questions. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and have a nice day.
Okay, thank you very much for the team who already helped us understanding the presentation by the pre-recorded video by Miss Rona and also Miss Hestanti. And I think one notable point from the research is that this digital religion is also carried out in the digital scape. And then we can see that the solidarity or trying to create a strengthen social bonds become the underlying issue or maybe the factor that enabling this phenomenon to be commonly seen in the digital media. So I think we can move forward to our third speaker. We have our presenter. The third one is Mr. Satrio Pamungkas with paper titled with the paper titled Representation of Mother Superiority in Malin Kundang Story from Asrul Sani's Film and Riri's Animated Fairy Tale YouTube channel and adaptation study. So Mr. Satrio, you have 15 to 20 minutes to presenting your ideas. If you're doing the pre-recorded video, so maybe you can give some greetings to all the participants in here and conclude it with the conclusion of your statement in the closing remarks. The time is yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for this opportunity. Hello everyone, my name is Satrio Pamungkas. Today I'm going to talk about the story of Malin Kundang. My topic is representation of mother superiority in Malin Kundang, story from Asrul Sani Film, 1971, and Riri Animates Fairy Tale YouTube channel, 2019, and adaptation study. Please enjoy.
Hello everyone, my name is Satrio Pamungkas, and I'm going to talk about the story of Malin Kundang. My topic is representation of mother's superiority in Malin Kundang, story from Asrul Sani Films 1971 and Riri Animates Fairy Tale YouTube channel 2019, an adaptation study. As an introduction, I will tell the background of this research first. Malin Kundang is the following story that chanced to be a film by Asrul Sani and Jaya Kusuma, and also the current adaptation to animation work on the Riri YouTube channels, as in this research topic. Both of these work have an attachment to the both adaptation of oral tradition. In this highlight, you can see a hidden ideology because of this relationship with the concept of power. Malin Kundang stories also have many forms with other adaptations such as the theater drama, short stories, comics, TV serials, to parody text form. Even among these adaptations, there are some of the form of the deconstruction the story from an oral tradition that has been transmitted. This story comes from West Sumatra, the matrilineal system that regulates the egoist relationship with the family from the mother party. Almost always appears in every Minangkabau oral literature. When looking at the topic in this analysis, interesting is the form of the representation of the superiority of the mother figure that is possible. Therefore, it is need a semiotic approach to viewing articulate quotes. The analysis of this adaptation study can be used as an understanding that will list other research in following the development of other form of adaptation that enhance the story of Malin Kundang. From the result of the literature review that I did not find the same research relating to Malin Kundang oral tradition work adapted by showing two works like this. One work showing fidelity to legend stories with animation, and another work showing infidelity to legend stories found in the film. Okay, why this research is important? Because of the attractive form of the representation of the superiority of the mother figure in the two texts show differently. First, Malin Kundang in this animation is told in a secular way and does not position itself on Islamic discourse of construction. If you relate to the discussion at the beginning of this analysis, Malin Kundang story on this animation is faithful to the fidelity story legend. Second, Malin Kundang in the film narrative become a stone not at the request of his mother, but for the promise and sin he committed through dialogue. In the story, Asrul Sani gives the impression that a good Muslim mother will not pray for bad things and curse her child, even if the child makes a mistakes. Let's see the analysis. On Riri YouTube channel Animation,
Sesampainya di tepian pantai, beberapa orang telah berkumpul menyambut kapal Malin. Kapal Malin terlihat besar dan megah. Ibunya terharu melihat kedatangan kapal tersebut. Ia sudah tidak sabar melihat anaknya yang telah lama pergi tersebut. Malin pun akhirnya menginjakkan kakinya lagi di tanah kelahirannya. Ia dan istrinya yang cantik terlihat turun dari kapalnya yang mewah. Tiba-tiba dari kejauhan sang ibu berteriak kencang.
Malin, Malin anakku, kau sudah tumbuh dewasa rupanya.
Hah? Sang istri Malin bertanya keheranan.
Siapakah wanita renta lusuh itu suamiku? Ia bukan ibumu kan? Kamu bilang orang tuamu kaya raya?
Dia bukan siapa-siapa. Bahkan aku tidak kenal dengannya.
Tak disangka, Malin mendorong ibunya itu hingga jatuh tersungkur.
Aduh,
Aku tak punya ibu sedegil kamu.
tapi Malin, anakku.
Sudah, istriku, ayo kita pulang. Rupanya kita telah berlabuh di pulau yang salah.
Malin pun pergi, meninggalkan ibunya yang terus berlinang air mata. Sang ibu tidak menyangka anaknya yang dulu dirawatnya berubah menjadi anak yang durhaka. Sang ibu seraya berdoa, memohon kepada Yang Kuasa.
Ya Tuhan, apabila dia bukan anakku, aku akan memaafkan perbuatannya. Namun, apabila dia memang benar anakku, aku mohon keadilanmu.
Seketika, langit yang begitu cerah berubah menjadi gelap gulita. Sepertinya Tuhan menjawab doa sang ibu. Hujan badai yang dahsyat menghadang kapal Malin Kundang. Kapalnya mulai hancur akibat tersambar petir yang besar. Seluruh awak kapal terlihat panik. Sang istri pun meninggal tertimpa oleh tiang kapal. Kapal terus terombang-ambing di lautan lepas hingga menepi di sebuah pulau. Hingga secara perlahan-lahan kapalnya karam. Malin pun terdampar di sebuah pulau tersebut. Ia terlihat begitu lusuh tak berdaya.
Apa ini? Kenapa tanganku membatu?
Ia bersimpuh memohon ampun, namun terlambat.
Maafkan anakmu ini, Bu.
Seketika, sekujur tubuh Malin berubah menjadi batu.
the scene of Malin Kundang meeting his mother. The scene of Malin pushing and cursing at mother. Mother cursing scene to Malin. My argument is a representation of the mother superiority drawn in an empiric context, using emotional employed to present the mother superiority. A woman or mother who is emotional and very angry because of being humble and disconned by her children, asks God to judge him. Indirectly delivering torture, this work represents the figure of a mother with a picture of the traditional clothes of the coastal proletariat of West Sumatra. There is no position code in any belief or religion. There is a scary message or impression must be complied with. Never disappointing letter inspiring mother, because you will get the same things as Malin Kundang if mom already sighs. This work is seeming fidelity to the following story that developed in the community. In Asrul Sani Films,
Malin, pulang juga kau nak.
Siapa kau, perempuan tua?
Aku ibumu, Malin. Malin, Malin.
Ibuku bukan perempuan buruk seperti kau. Laknat! Kau lupa pada ibunya musuhmu! Terkutuk kau!
Pulang, Malin. Ibu sudah tua, Malin. Kepada ibu. Ya Allah, ya Tuhanku, mohonlah saksi bahwa Malin Kundang itu ada anak kandungku.
Jantungnya masih berdetak. Ampunilah dia, Bu. Supaya dia dapat pergi dengan tenang.
Ibu, ampunilah Bang Malin, Bu.
The scene of Malin meeting his mother. The scene of Malin pushing and cursing at mother. Mother praying scene. My argument is a representation of the superiority of mother described in Islamic context, described from a godly or holy mother. A woman or a mother is very angry because of her holidays and not recognized by her children. He prays to God with the words, "Oh my God, be a witness that Malin Kundang is my birth son." In this prayer, Malin mother does not curse him. Malin become a stone in the movie because of Malin own words. in the dialogue from Mom, Malin, don't forget to your old and bad mother, son. No, Mom, let God make me a stone if I forget my birth mother. Malin answered. The text of this film is very positioning for Muslim domination, proven in the form of Al-Quran property and tasbih as provisions that Mom give to small Malin and dialogue text that always calls God as Allah in prayer time. There is a message or impression, a good mother attitude to his children. A good mother in any event of regret and hate to her children will not pray for the bad and curse his children. Malin becomes a stone because of his pledge when talking to his mother. This work shows disclaimer to legend stories. In conclusion, the similarities between the two texts of this work and they both tell story using the same pattern about Malin Kundang, who is rich and wonders when he returns to the village. He forget his mother because he is ashamed of his wife and the community sees an old, pure, shabby woman. The difference between the two is when they present mother's superiority in the scene where mother is disappointed because she is not recognized and treated harshly. The two works have different ideologies and gender political orientation. And thank you for your attention. Hopefully useful.
Okay, Mr. Satrio, maybe you would like to add some closing remarks for this?
Okay. I get this result out of anxiety. I see this construction coming for children. Of course, the mother is a good symbol for the child. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Satrio, for pointing the conclusion to us. And also, it was very interesting. I think we have a free nonton bareng session today by watching the movie. And I think we can move forward to our fourth presenter today. We have Ms. Zulfatun Mahmudah, Ibu Zulfatun. Are you ready to present your presentation?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay,
And,
so
yes.
yeah, so you're going to do a live presentation or pre-recorded video?
Yes, I would like to share my presentation.
Okay, sure. So you have 15 to 20 minutes to present your ideas, and the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, have you seen my slide presentation?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Before I present my article, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Zulfatun Mahmudah. I am from Media and Cultural Studies program, the Graduate School of Universitas Gadjah Mada. I would like to present my article, and the title is Local Media Engagement, Communication Strategy to Gain Social License to Operate in the Mining Industry. Mining is an industry that always in the media spotlight. These are some examples of media coverage on mining. That's why I'm interested in researching the importance of media for mining industry. And the background is mining industry is very vulnerable to various issues, especially environment and social. This condition have an impact on gaining social license to operate as grounding of mining operation. Social license to operate can only be obtained through good relation and communication. And communication with stakeholder. To realize this communication, mining industry need a third party to be a bridge of communication with the public. One of the third party is media. The media plays an important role in bridging communication between corporation and the public. Media involvement is expected to create positive news in media, and it will be gain community support and acceptance. And based on the background, this research will explore 3 study objectives. First is how and why do local media play an important role in shaping public opinion on a local scale. The second is how does the mining industry position local media in support of its operation? And the last is what is the impact of local media coverage on shaping public opinion on mining company and its operation? The research was conducted at PT Kaltim Primacoal, a coal mine company located in Sangatta, East Kalimantan. KPC is one of the largest operators of open pit mining in the world, with a total coal mining concession area of 84,938 hectares. As a large company, KPC in the public spotlight, especially the mass media. To write this research, I refer to some theories, especially relating to social license to operate and stakeholder management. Social license to operate is an informal social contract, and it is the main key for mining as a legality of the approval and acceptance of society to conduct mining operation. And according to Ferguson, to achieve social license to operate, the mining company must be able to create communication patterns that balance the interests, ecological, sociological, and corporate business. And how about the management relation with the stakeholder to support the social license to operate? The management of relation with stakeholder, especially media, is crucial to the resolution of issues facing organization. By using this influence, stakeholder hold the key to the environment in which organization subsequent financial and operating performance. This research uses a qualitative approach and ethnographic method. Data in this research consists of primary data and secondary data. Primary data is obtained of in-depth interview with 10 informants. They are KPC management and local community, including local journalists. And the secondary data is obtained from number of visitors of 5 local media websites, and KPC analyzes media data for the period 2019, 2020, and 2021. And the data analysis is carried out in 3 stages: data reduction, data presentation, and data conclusion. And all the data are presented in the form of narrative text. And how about the result of this research? First, I would like to present how local media in the view of local people. To know this matter, we can see from the number of visitors. Based on the data from Google Analytics and Alexa.com, the number of daily visitors of 5 local media websites in 3 months from July to August 2021. Tribun Kaltim has more than 200,000 visitors. Prokal.co more than 5,000 visitors. Nomor1kaltim.com has more than 2,000 visitors. Wartakutim.com have more than 8,000 visitors, and the last is halokaltim.com. This is the new media. Just has 162 visitors. This data indicate that the people of Iskute Regency are interested in reading the information presented in the local media. And why they are interested? Some informants said that various information conveyed in local media present events that are directly related to the interests and life of the community. And another informant said the community also often communicates directly with the media crews to ask for various information that is spread through the media they manage. And another opinion said news written in local media is sometimes used as a reference for information by the media at a wider level. This finding could be analyzed that local media plays an important role in shaping public opinion at the local level, and the local media become an effective means of conveying corporate message as well as assisting the formation of public opinion. And another finding is, how does the mining industry position local media in support of its operation? Based on the opinion from some informant that they are the management of this corporation, KBC believe that for KBC, local media is company's partner and major stakeholder in disseminating information on the company's performance and achievement. And local media also become mainstream media that is considered as the most influential media in shaping public opinion at the local level. And KBC also said that local media is a supervisor of mining activities due to the geographical proximity to the area of mining operation. Based on this opinion, KBC believes that local media will create positive opinion toward corporation and ultimately have an impact on obtaining social license to operate. To prove this point of view, KBC takes some policies as follows. Company's policy plays good relation with stakeholders as the main principle. Company also placing media relation as a special section of the company's structure. To implement their policy, the company continuously build good relationship and communication with local media, both formal and informal collaboration. And how another finding, how local media coverage and public opinion in shaping public opinion. Based on media monitoring data in KBC, the data show in 2019, there are 600 news, and the positive is very dominant. It is 577 positive news, and negative news just there is 3 news, and the neutral is 20. And in 2020, there are 703 news, and the positive is 675. The negative just 11 news, and the neutral is 15 news. And in 2021, from January to August, total news is 305, and the positive news is 288, and the negative is 14, and the neutral is 3 news. The data indicate that positive news is very dominant. According to KBC, positive news is relating to community empowerment program, corporate performance achievement, and corporate assistance to the community and local government. And negative news relating to land issues, blasting, and also mining accident. According to KBC, various positive reports in the media have an impact on positive public opinion towards KBC. It contributes to the acceptance and support of the local community, which is the main key to gain the social license to operate. Based on this finding, we can conclude that local media play an important role in shaping public opinion at the local level. And according to the KBC, local media is mainstream media due to it is the most influential media in shaping public opinion at the local level. It's become an effective means of conveying corporate message as well as assisting the formation of public opinion. And the last is the local media coverage have an impact on the positive public opinion on corporation, and it is the key to gain social license to operate. Finally, I would like to say that this article is dedicated to local media journalists in Iskute, Kalimantan province. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and I hope we will discuss about this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Zulfatun. Interesting research. I personally really impressed with your discussion today. Thank you very much for presenting this. And I do believe that social license is an important thing, not only in the mining industry, but in other industry, but it gives more emphasis in the mining industry and how local media engagement plays an important role in gaining that social license. So thank you very much for your research today. And we can start the session of the question and answer. Maybe if you have any question, you can type it in the chat box or maybe raise your hands. But meanwhile, we already have 2 questions. The first questions coming from Mr. Jess Montajes, Philippines. Question to Ms. Gaziah Nurika. The question is, why did you not utilize the disjunctive modernity theory of Audrey Yu and US, since your topic dwells on media visibility and gender performativity in the context of Southeast Asia? Maybe Ms. Gaziah, you can answer the question first.
Okay. Thank you, Jess, for the question. And it's interesting. Actually, my paper is still in the early stage of examining cultural phenomenon, which includes media, gender, and also queer studies, but it's still at the very basic level. So it's gonna be about what and why it happened, why this phenomenon happened in Indonesia. And what sparks my interest is actually that there's never been a problem when, let's say, K-pop and Thailand boys love genre TV series are consumed in, for example, in the US, or if we take an example in Southeast Asia, in the Philippines, probably, they are kind of like being welcomed, they're being celebrated by the younger generation. But while it is consumed in Indonesia, there is this kind of like backlash and disjuncture as well, and why this phenomenon happened. And about disjunctive modernity theory, correct me if I'm wrong, I suppose it's more of like ethnographic research, which would suit better if I do a bigger scope research, or like research with a greater sample that involve class, cultural formation, or system probably. But thank you very much for the inputs. I will educate myself on this theory more. I will read more and maybe consider to use the disjunctive modernity theory for my future research paper. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Gaziah. Mr. Jess, maybe you would like to respond to the answer of Ms. Gaziah.
Hi, good day, Indonesia. Thank you for
Hi.
having me. All the way from the Philippines.
Wow, great.
Yes. I like her study actually, because I'm into LGBTQ studies also and cultural studies here in the Philippines.
Okay.
So that's why I remembered Professor Audrey Yu's master class in NUS 2 years ago when I attended it, and then she mentioned about it's really a good help for Asians to have that kind of theory that is in the context of Southeast Asia nation states. I think there is no problem if you use Western theories, it's fine, but I think it's better for us to also localize the context, because we live in this region. It is very diverse, and there are plenty of cultural phenomena happening. So I again, congratulations to the presenters, especially to the first one. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so Ms. Gaziah, thank you for the response as well. I think the input is very contributive, either in giving a context related to the Southeast Asian nation perspective to your research. Okay, thank you. And actually, we have a question from Ms. Zulfatun Mahmudah to Ms. Rona Utami, but unfortunately, Ms. Rona Utami is not attending the session today. So I think we will pass on the question to her by mail or maybe other possible contacts to her. So other questions perhaps? Anyone? Or maybe any question from each presenter to other presenter, that is totally fine as well. Okay, anyone? Okay, I think it's all clear right now. If there is no other question, I think we can finish the session. But shall there be any question? Please do so. Ibu Zulfatun, you turn on your microphone. You would like to ask the question?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I just not unmute.
Okay, that's totally fine.
Okay.
I was hoping that you are going to ask any other question to other presenter, perhaps. So yeah.
I'm sorry. Maybe it is a chance for me to discuss with Satrio Pamungkas.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Your paper just now is about Malin Kundang. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to know what is the invisible message that you would like to present through this paper. Is it that you would like to say that woman has full power? Okay, or you would like to give another opinion through the Malin Kundang story? This is the invisible, not from what is present on the visual, but I would like behind the visual, you would like to give what message? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Satrio, I think you can start answering the question. After that, we will move to Mr. Jesus and also Ms. Rafika, who already raised their hands.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Satrio, I think you can answer that. So the question, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Ms. Rifat. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Reanimation has a target audience of children's with a large number of viewers. His need the question meaning that there a certain political orientation or ideology, and if you look at Asrul Sani film with the year of manufacture, which is even far before Reanimation, it's even more critical than Riri most update channel. The former were critical of the construction of power in legend. The last ones were again influenced by legends with their construction. There's two adaptation and construct interesting of to study. In West Sumatra, uniquely, there are two different construction for women: secular culture and Muslim construction. This to show be quite opposite in the positioning woman. In this study, I try to see mother who are considered to have power and fierce woman. The mother figure experience struggle for meaning in the text in this adaptation. On the one hand, the mother is a woman who must be object or respect or deserve to be respected. But a good mother should not curse her child to be a stone, even if the child is evil. This is the issue that is of interest in this analysis.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Satrio, for the answer. Maybe Ms. Zulfatun, do you want to respond to the answer of Mr. Satrio?
Okay, thank you. Actually, I just would like to know what is the hidden agenda of this paper. For example, if you ask me, I would like to say that through this film, I would like to say that women have powerful or there is symbolic annihilation through this film. For example, woman should be patient, or woman should be
forgiving, perhaps.
Yes, for forgiving. This is but Malin Kundang show us that woman is not patient. Woman is with her power by God. For example, here that they do something wrong. This is symbolic annihilation, and it's compared with patriarchal ideology that always marginalize women in the media. I think that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Zulfatun, and also Mr. Satrio. I hope the feedback could enrich the research as well. So, wow, we have three participants who raised their hands. It was Mr. Jesus first who raised the hands. Would you like to ask question, Mr. Jesus?
Yes, thank you so much. Like, this is my second time to ask a question. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, you're welcome. This goes out to the last presenter, Miss Zulfatun. I'm very I learned a lot from her presentation, especially that it's very well detailed. Everything, like, it was very informative. But my question is, I'm just kind of curious why it is an ethnographic study, because when we say ethnographic study, you need to be with the community, you live with the community, like, you don't just observe them, okay? Because that's an anthropological term, and when we use that in anthropology, it could be very technical, because you can simply visit or immerse yourself culturally to the community. So I presume you really visited, you live with them, you interact with them, those people that you interviewed and you observed. So I just want to be clarified. Thank you.
Okay, can answer
Mr.
directly?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Thank you very much for your question. It is interesting for me because maybe you doubt that I don't do the real research. Just for your information, I have dealt with local community for 20 years because I live in East Kute in Sangatta, and I become an international public relation special for mining industry. So some part of my job is how to present about the collaboration between the company and the local community, especially indigenous people. And I should write down about their activities and also how their opinion, both in media or directly. This is why I have research like this, and I can make ethnographic method because I have a relationship and I always communicate with the local community for 20 years. Okay, thank you. I think that's all.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you, Ms. Zulfatun. Maybe Mr. Jess, you would like to give some feedback?
Well, I think she answered that already, because she lived there for 20 years, and for God's sake, I mean, 20 years, and then the kind of close contact with the community. So I have no more further questions. She answered it very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Wow. Looking forward to have a more fruitful discussion among us about the issue of this research. It is very interesting, and I agree with Mr. Jess that you provide an excellent and very detailed information, Ms. Zulfatun, and I'm looking forward to have a discussion with you, whether is there possible fruitful discussion about this issue as well. Thank you.
Maybe
also,
I just
yeah.
add my information to Mr. Jesse that
Yes,
I have written some books relating to the public relation in mining industry and also about the gender in mining industry. And I have some article journal that has been published in international scale. Okay, thank you.
Wow, cool. Okay, great. Great, very great. Thank you, Ibu Zulfatun. Okay, we move to other participants who already raised their hands. We have Miss Rafika Hani. Miss Rafika?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Okay, thank you, Miss
share your
Shafia
question.
Tania. Thank you for the this occasion. I'm the first all. I'm sorry, my English not well. So greeting for all the speakers and the commit for this great virtual conference. And then it's a great virtual conference. We know, and I just want to give a response for Miss Hastanti and Rona about digital religion. I interest about that topic about digital religion because I just make a little research about this topic, and we know about cyber religion. This is a new study.
I'm sorry, Miss Rafika. To whom you are addressing your question?
To Miss Hastanti and Rona about
Oh,
digital
okay.
religion.
I have confirmed that they are not attending
Oh.
the session.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think, yeah, I'm so sorry that you cannot share your question because they are not attending the session. But
Okay,
you
okay.
can just type it in the chat box to
Okay.
the committee, and the committee can pass it to the presenter. I'm so
Yes.
sorry, and thank you for your kind question. Maybe you
Thank
have
you.
any other question for other presenter?
No, I just no, but because this religion digital is really interesting for me because I just make a little research, and then because I found this topic in this conference, so I just like wow, this connected me gitu. Jadi I'm yeah, it's make me interest, but for the other topic, I really excited, yeah, especially about the first topic is about the K-pop, yeah.
The transnational pop culture contextualization in K-pop, and also boys love.
Boys love, yes. At first, there's a little question for the speakers, Miss Gazia.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Miss Gazia, I just want to know about this K-pop culture because every teenager now is really happening about this culture of K-pop culture. Is it relate about with what I just want to know is the K-pop culture about the gender that Miss Gazia talk about? Is this influence the behavior, our behavior teenagers in Indonesia? That we know that the K-pop influence will really have a big influence. And then is it influence our teenagers too in this Jakarta or another big city in Indonesia? Because we know the K-pop really have a big event, and then another until our advertising too in this country, Tokopedia, Shopee, and another digital commerce use K-pop. We know like that. Is it have related about influence our teenagers in Indonesia? I'm sorry if I have is that my question for Mrs. Gazia? Yes, thank you, Mrs. Safia Tania, for this occasion.
Okay, thank you, Miss Rafika. So, Miss Gazia, I think you can answer the question. So, if I'm not mistaken, to summarize your question, I'll repeat it. So it simply summarized into a question: does gender also plays a role in K-pop influence in Indonesia, especially about K-pop fandom issues, since K-pop is very big in Indonesia? Is that correct, Ms. Rafika?
Yes.
Okay, thank
Especially
you.
about gender that Mrs. Gazia's talk about boy love and then the Blackpink influence like that.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Miss Gazia, can you turn on your microphone and answer the question? Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the question. Well, actually, I found a lot of articles, like research paper that talks about the influence of K-pop basically in the lifestyles of younger generation. But in Indonesia itself, it's kind of like different because the younger generation in Indonesia is also usually kind of like in Islamic, I don't know, like they have the notion that the base of their notions is like Islamic beliefs, like they grew up within the Islamic context as well. So the consumption of K-pop in Indonesia is kind of like different from the consumption of K-pop in different countries. And we cannot say that it's not affecting the lifestyle. We can say that it is actually affecting the lifestyle of the younger generation, but not to the extent of the gender belief. By that meaning that, there is I read somewhere, there is a case of K-pop idol doing fan meeting in Malaysia or Indonesia. I kind of like, I'm not really remember it correctly, but it causing a lot of like backlashes because they did a big hug event in the fan meeting, and it's kind of like goes beyond the standard morality within the society itself, and actually, it is not permitted, like for the male idol to hug the fan, the female fan, but yeah, so we need to like pay attention to how the local culture and the receiving society and also the K-pop itself, how they negotiate the differences in terms of like transnational consumption. Is it answering your question, or you need more explanation maybe?
It's so local, and then religion is also as a influence about that for the teenagers' behavior, isn't right? Like that.
Yeah, and it is important to note as well that nowadays they use a lot of K-pop idols in marketing, right? For example, like Tokopedia with BTS and it is like, it is different when the Blackpink as the ambassador of Shopee, they highly being criticized because of their wardrobe. But when it is the male idol like BTS or let's say NCT, if I'm not mistaken, they rarely received backlash, like they rarely receive criticism. So it went back to the how gender itself is like treating women and men differently, right? So so it's different between like the response towards male K-pop idols and female K-pop idols is different in Indonesia.
Okay, thank you so much, Mrs. Gazia, for the answers. It's really good. I realize, and I hope this will be we'll have another studies or research about the K-pop because it's so many have big attention for us about the K-pop culture.
Okay, thank you very much for the question.
Thank you very much for this occasion, Mrs. Shafia Tania.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rafika, and also Ms. Gazia for a fruitful discussion we have today. And we have another participant who would like to raise a question, Ms. Mashita.
Okay, thank you, Cik Tania, for the
Thank you.
First of all, I want to appreciate to all presenters for great materials today, and I learned so many things But yeah, I have some questions for some of the presenters. The first one, probably I will deliver my question to Mr. Satrio. His paper is very interesting about representation of mothership or motherhood in Indonesian art, the Malin Kundang. Actually, when we are talking about representation, we cannot detach it from the politics of representation, and when we are talking about movies specifically, we cannot detach it from the socio-cultural context and political context. And Malin Kundang, the first movie adapted from Asrul Sani's novel, I think it was released during the New Order era. And in your research, did you find any correlation between how female, particularly mothers, being portrayed in Malin Kundang in a relation with like the Ibuisme Negara, as stated by Julia Surya Kusuma, and how the political agenda of the government at that time is trying to portray women in the mainstream media as a certain figure. That's my question for Mr. Satrio. And second question, actually for Ms. Gazia, because I'm interested so much in like the fence studies, and she did a really interesting research on how the backlash of Indonesian audiences towards some usage of some Asian celebrity in regards to like LGBTQ topics. And if we see from Indonesia context, it is not only in the popular culture area that LGBTQ has some backlash. Even in the movie made by Gading Nugroho, the Kucumbu Tubuh Indahku, that was a great one, hell of a great movie, but still it got some backlash and getting banned from some people, mostly the Islamic religious movement, and they banned the movie to be screened in certain cities. And I want to ask to Ms. Gazia, is there anything to do with the government role that is still somehow bringing the misogynistic and the homophobic ideology towards their political agenda? Because as we know, the gender equality has been one point in a development sustainability stated by the United Nations, but it seems like our government, Indonesian government particularly, it's kind of like put it on the bench, put the issue on the bench, and up until this point, there is no significant, or there is no like a monumental moment in regularity or policy stated by our government that is trying to push the gender equality in Indonesia. So I just want to know what your opinion about that, Ms. Gazia. Do you think it has any relation to the low inclusivity of the media in the portrayal of LGBTQ in Indonesia? Okay, that's all. I think my question, Cik Tania.
Thank you, Ms. Mashita, for the questions. She has two questions. The first one is for Mr. Satrio. If I'm not mistaken, I might summarize it in the question of, is there any possible correlation mother is being portrayed in Malin Kundang's movie as in the Ibuism, or maybe Ibuisme Negara, country motherism? And also from Ms. Mashita to Ms. Gazia, do you think, is there anything to do with the government role in bringing homophobic ideology to political agenda, as gender equality is still put on the bench in the Indonesian context by our government? So, Mr. Satrio, I think you can answer the first question. Thank you.
Let me use bahasa in answer.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Terima kasih, Marsita. Mbak Marsita ya?
Mashita, without R.
Okay. Oh yeah. memang ada dua poin yang coba saya angkat dari sini, yaitu bagaimana konstruksi budaya sekuler yang dimiliki oleh Sumatera Barat. Yang kedua adalah bagaimana konstruksi Islam di dalam budaya itu. Yang uniknya adalah memang Sumatera Barat itu memiliki dua konstruksi itu yang ternyata sampai sekarang masih bisa berjalan. Bagaimana posisi seorang wanita itu di budaya mereka itu menjadi yang terpenting gitu. Lalu di dalam konstruksi Islam yang kuat di mereka pun ternyata kan wanita itu diposisikan yang di bawah laki-laki seperti itu. Jadi kalau misalkan relasinya sama bagaimana ibu Masita,
ibuisme negara.
Ibuisme negara ya, mungkin ada relasi yang sangat kuat di antara itu, karena memang Timur itu sangat kuat dengan bagaimana si ibu itu diposisikan, termasuk di India dan segala macam. Seperti itu sih yang saya bisa jawab. Oke, ada pertanyaan.
Okay, so for participants who are not speaking Bahasa Indonesia, I might translate it a bit, summarize it. So if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Satrio is explaining that secularism and Islamic constructions having a great power or maybe great impact in Western Sumatra culture. And in the part of the secularism, female is portrayed as having a great power and role. Hence, in the Islamic construction, the position is still below men. So I think, Mr. Satrio consider that there is a correlation between the mother as the role that is portrayed in the Malin Kundang movie and the Ibuism Negara. Mbak Masita, you would like to add more?
I think that's enough for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Masita and Mas Satrio. So we move to Miss Gazia. Maybe you can answer Miss Masita's question.
Okay, thank you for the question, Miss Masita. So the question is there anything to do with the government, right? Ideology on women's position. Okay, so in my opinion, of course, there's something to do with the government, I don't know, like ideology or perspective and misogyny and homogenic rules and norms as well within the state, because as far as I know, women in Indonesia is relatively treated as second state citizens. And we can also say that Me Too movement for the LGBTQ community in Indonesia is relatively unheard of compared to other countries in the world. And there are also several struggles such as I don't know what it is in English, the RUU-PKS, it's kind of like it's getting shorter, right? If I'm not mistaken, because actually there are a lot of rules that is actually aimed for creating a more inclusive society, but it's continuously being cut and until now it's still not being applied within the state. So if we trace back to the state outlook back before the 1998 or before the Reformation era, media particularly was basically controlled by the government. So it is mostly about the state that were being displayed in the media. And after the democratization or reformation in 1998, the Islam gained more power, like what I said in the previous presentation, and it is Islam itself, like the position of women, and it's not in Islam actually, it's based on the perspective of men who lead the Islamic power in Indonesia. So it's not mistaken as blaming the Islam as a religion. It's more like blaming the organization that has this biased opinion on women and men position or gender binary position within the society. So yes, I might say for the answer of the question is that yes, government's misogynistic view or perspective on gender and women, particularly in the state, is also contributing a lot of things in the challenge of creating inclusive society in Indonesia. I hope that's help. Feel
Okay,
free
thank
to
you,
input
Miss Kezia.
more.
Miss
Yeah,
Mashita, you
thank
would
you.
like to respond?
Yes, yeah. Thank you. That's enough for me, Chaitanya. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Masita. So we also have a note. I would like to pass the notes from Ms. Zulfatun to Mr. Jess. Mr. Jess, if you will see another research relating to mining, media, and gender, you can visit www.zulfatunmahmudah.id. So it's Ms. Zulfatun's website, I guess. So I think you can have more broad information related to the research relating to the topic of mining, media, and gender. Sure. Any other questions, perhaps, before we finish the session?
Hello.
Yes. Oh, sure, Mr. Jess. Hi.
Oh, yeah, I'm back. I really like the conversations now. You know, like it's like the
Oh, wow,
discourse
cool.
is very interactive and engaging.
Thank
I
you.
just want to like a quick comment about the response of the first presenter about the question of Miss Mashita.
Sure.
Because I'm into intersectional feminism. The problem is not religion. The problem is like the institution who politicize, you know, religion. So that's why there is biases, there is inequality because of the social structures that are present in society. So it's not really and then one of which is the government. I'm sorry to tell you that, and it's so true. And because it's all about mindset, you know. So that's why I really love her paper. So I wish she could, you know what I mean. She could study, explore more to libraries and read researches, because her study is very groundbreaking. So that's for the first presenter and the rest of the presenters. Also, it goes with the image of that woman in the second presenter in the story, because the women are actually are portrayed in media to be only mothers, and that's bad. That's bad. And we have to change that mindset and perspective that women are actually the center of life, something like that. It's not just about. I mean, we have to uplift that. We have to change the perspective. We have to change the discourse, and to change that, we have to educate others. And I think it's the best way for us to do this kind of forum or conference, is to educate people and orient them about new things in life. Thank you.
Sure, thank you, Mr. Jess. So I agree with you that this kind of forum, or maybe these other forums as well, could be a right place to disseminate and exchanging ideas. Meanwhile, we are updating the grounding research that might be conducting in a different context in different countries. So yeah, we are very much looking forward for another opportunity to discuss with you and other participants in the session today. So anyone else would like to give comment? Or maybe Miss Gazia, or maybe Miss Mashita, you would like to add comment related to the comments that mentioned by Mr. Jess?
No comment actually, but yeah, I agree with Mr. Jess, and that's even though women are portrayed as like a strong person, it seems so in Malingkundang, but beyond that, we can see the politics of representation is actually repressing women into some kind of role that is only limited to motherhood. And yeah, I think that's that. I hope that could be that point could be giving some new insights for Mr. Satrio's research, because yeah, we're talking about representation, and when we're talking about that, we cannot neglect the context beyond it, and rather than just what we see on the screen, but the socio-cultural context around it. Thank you.
Sure, thank you, Ms. Mashita. Ms. Gazia, you would like to respond, perhaps?
Okay, maybe last. I don't know.
Yes,
maybe I just
last one.
Just thank you for the response and the question and everything. and because I actually did this paper for my class assignment and trying to elaborate it more, and I'm flattered with the response that I get. And I don't know, I'm just hoping that this research will educate more people, because sometimes it's hard to communicate about gender, about popular culture with people from different generation, for example, and with people from different ideological perspectives as well. And I hope this discussion can help more people in understanding and in creating a more inclusive society in the future. Thank you.
Sure, thank you, Ms. Gazia. Wow. I personally would like to say thank you, and I am very impressed for our discussion today because it's very interactive and very fruitful. However, our time is up. So sadly, our time is up, and I would like to maybe give a brief summary from our discussion, as we know that all the presenters are presenting quite various theme, but they are still bringing up into one point that context plays an important aspect in the practice of media, culture, and society. And I think in terms of media industry, as in movie and advertising, practice of digital religion, as well as maintaining relationship with stakeholders in order to gain social license, for example, context is still plays an important role. The role is not only either in supporting the business practice by conducting local media engagement, for example, or maybe it requires adjustment as in the transnational pop culture contextualization in Indonesia, or maybe it could give a new meaning of certain practice as in the representation of mother in cinemas and the practice of digital religion as conducted in social media. So we are also looking forward to have another opportunity to meet up again, or maybe discuss again in any other occasion. And finally, we could finish our parallel session today. There are other parallel sessions that participants could attend as well, should you are interested. And to finish our session, please kindly have a photo group perhaps and turn on your camera, while our technical team please kindly assist us in capturing the photo. So it would be a great honor for us to have you having a photo group with all of us. Maybe we can start. The technical team, could you help us to capturing the picture? Okay, I count the number 1, 2, 3. Okay, I will make it for my own documentation as well. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so thank you very much for your kind attention and participation. We wish you all to be well and healthy. Have a wonderful day from a lovely afternoon and also warm afternoon in Yogyakarta and Universitas Gadjah Mada. See you again. Bye-bye.
Terima
Thank
kasih.
you, Miss Tania.
Terima kasih. Bye-bye.
Bye from the Philippines. Bye.
Sure. Good luck for the presentation. Bye.
Terima kasih ya, Bu Tania.
Terima kasih.
Okay, for
Sampai
Mr.
ketemu.
Jesse, see you another time.
Yeah, sure. If
Okay.
if time permits us to do so, why not? See you soon.
See you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Chef. Yeah.